So there is a connection between human consciousness and nature, and this is why I said or wrote somewhere that when you recognize, for example, the beauty of a flower or of a tree, and you can only not just recognize the beauty, but when you're still enough, you can sense its inherent something that is not manifested to the senses, that you cannot see it or smell it. There's something deeper that is in that flower and expresses itself as the flower. And that is what you can sense, and that is where the reverence arises. It's something, life is sacred. The essence of all life is sacred. And so you look at it, and then what happens? The flower doesn't know its own sacredness or its own beauty, but since ultimately there's no separation between you and the flower, when you recognize the beauty of the flower, this I suggest to you to just consider it, don't need to believe anything, then the flower recognizes its own beauty through you. It is suddenly, you add something to the flower that wasn't there before. Consciousness, the light of the flower was an expression of consciousness on its own level, but when you recognize it, then within the totality of consciousness, the flower recognizes its own beauty, and it goes. And the tree, when you give attention to a tree, not just only for a few seconds, but a bit longer, then you can sense that the tree notices you in a very strange way, not like a human, not like, not like that. The tree is very, very quiet, and it goes, so then there's something very far in the background, something that is going. And the tree feels good because it's being recognized in its essence. And so, if more humans become open to this dimension and realize this dimension and have this reverence and love for nature, that is very important, and that could be something that is overlooked. I'm not saying to neglect. You must stop polluting nature, obviously, on the practical level. But if humans regain this connectedness with nature that humans in the past had, but on a more unconscious level, they connected with it, but now we've gone through egoic delusion, we've gone through being completely burdened by our conceptualizing mind, and then we rise above it. And it's when you regain something that you lost, there's there's an added level of depth to it. You regain it at a higher or deeper level. And then, because you had lost it, and then you return to it. You have to be still in nature in order to sense this. If you cannot be still, then you cannot sense that which lies beyond the phenomena of nature.